All right, here goes.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Bone Zone. We've got the same crew with us again today. I'm Jacob Wolf. I got with me Ethan Ragsdale, Caleb Edward Edley, and Mr. Jared Webb, aka Matthew McConaughey. So, just to start off the day, I just want to run through a quick few things. I most likely will be reopening the website if we continue to do these shows. I took the website down just because I didn't want to pay, the monthly fees when we weren't putting out content. But if we're going to be putting content out on the regular, that will be the one-stop shop to get to everything. So if you type in BADWolfEntertainment.com and it pulls up, then you'll know that I've been back to putting that up. We are posting these videos on YouTube after all. It turned out to be the only way to get the audio last week anyway. So make sure you check that out. The channel is BADWolf Entertainment. If you just type in the Bone Zone, it'll pop up eventually on the front screen. And also
15 pages later.
It was actually on page 1 this time. I was very surprised.
Okay.
But title of last week's episode was Jared's Allergic to Pineapple. Then last but not least, we will be doing some streaming. We as a group are trying to figure out something that we could possibly do together. When we do that, if you're watching the video, you can actually see on the banner above, the Twitch channel is Bromo Sapien. So make sure you tune into that as well. So let's go around the table real quick. Anyone got anything in particular they want to shout out? Ethan?
All right, guess I'm first. Nothing particular, same old. Just consistency. I've been watching a lot of anime lately, been doing that. When I get in like a certain binge, I'll just hang on to that for a bit. Attack on Titan, I'm almost finished with season 3. Really, really good. Like I said, we talked about last time, I was more of a sub guy, but this kind of changed me just a little bit. So that was, it's been pretty solid. Like I said, like some of the voices were off, but I know, transitioned. I was kind of turned off of it a little bit, some of the character voices, but it, I've gotten used to it, just to get more accustomed to it. Playing a lot of Warzone, typically every night. Same old. I mean, as long as this continues, I think my routine won't be the same. I play a little bit of guitar every day just to keep myself productive. I want to keep myself to I'm a structured person. I like to have a routine. So I do that just to make sure I'm progressing in something. And then, of course, I have my kids I'm responsible for, 114 of them. So they're always emailing me, stuff like that.
It's like that movie where Vince Vaughn found out he had like 500 children.
Yeah, except they're not for my semen. They're because I chose this career choice, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm dealing with them all the freaking time.
It's career
and I hope they listen.
Yeah. Okay, Caleb,
they're my students, so no.
No, I'm into the podcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They'll probably love my colorful language and everything we're talking about.
All right, Caleb, you got anything to throw in there before?
I mean, like Ethan said, I've been pretty much doing the same thing. I did, however, though, I recently
You went on a beach vacation, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. I live at the beach, man. What are you talking about?
I can tell. You live where I vacation, right?
I bought a film camera, so I've been doing that. I made a.
Oh, Minoltas are nice. Did you get an added lens on that?
The lens came with it. I got it from an Etsy shop.
It's the Canon lens add-on. Because it confused me.
It's not even a Canon lens. He just gave me the Canon lens cap. It's
weird. What kind of lens is it? Is it Minolta as well, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I had a Minolta back when I was doing photography at Disney World. So for all my free time, I had a Minolta. They're really nice cameras.
This might be a really dumb question, but Canon is also a printer, and Konica Minolta is also a printer. Is that any way related, or is that just coincidence?
No, they just make printers as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Canon does. I've never heard of Minolta.
Like a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Is it
especially
Minolta
Canon
printer?
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I can speak for Canon.
Minolta printers. It's like big.
Konica Minolta. Say that 5 times fast.
Konica Minolta, Konica Minolta, Konica Minolta, Konica Minolta. Almost had it.
Yeah, you fucked up.
You said coming in something. That's all I heard.
Coming in Ulta.
You'd probably get banned from that makeup store. Coming in Ulta.
No, I heard that it's actually really good for your skin. So.
Right.
It's facial cleanser? I can sell it to anybody.
You're welcome. That's free.
If you want to see some film photos, Instagram,
Yes.
KEE_photography23. that's all just going to be like the stuff I take on the cameras.
Is this new?
Awesome.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
dope.
just bought this. The camera came in the mail 2 weeks ago. Then this past weekend, I went downtown and shot some stuff, and then I'm gonna go and shoot some stuff this weekend. So.
Well, is it a new is it a new IG account?
Yeah, that's what I
Or
was
is
asking.
it just your same?
Yeah. New IG account, separate from
No.
my personal one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but
what.
you did post those pictures to your personal one though.
I did do a sneak preview on my
Preview.
story,
I'm following now.
but that was just like a one-time thing.
You sneaky little bastard.
I know.
No, that reminded me because I think your girlfriend had shouted you out or whatever, and you posted it. I was like, I'm gonna do that too, and I just forgot, and that reminded me. So as soon as we hop off here, I'll put that on my story to get it out there for sure.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, other than that, I've been doing the same old thing.
I'm gonna pull that up real
Okay.
quick. Nice.
I have to post something for today, but there's 2 up there.
Nice.
Cool. All right, Jared, you have anything you want to add?
I actually did finish season 2, dubbed version of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and it doesn't end with Goku and Frieza finishing the battle. It actually ends with everybody getting back to Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and seriously, just Goku and Frieza still battling it out.
Oh, they're still fighting?
That's how it ends. Yeah, they're still fighting.
Like it doesn't show the plane exploding and shit?
Not yet. I think that's what the season 3 opener will be.
That's weird.
But it's definitely a little bit different. The
Yeah.
dub version that's on Hulu Live.
Yeah. I'm just weird about that because, like I said earlier, I'm a very structured person. And of course, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, but it's same with listening to music and anything like that. I have to go in order. So, like, I don't want to start Kai without going back and watching Dragon Ball Z from beginning to end. Because I've watched the majority of it, bits and pieces when I was a kid, but I want to do it like chronologically. And there's no resource, there's no platform to do that. I think Funimation does it, but they don't have like a streaming service like on TV or anything, like an app. So I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, it's not
Crunchyroll?
bad. It's not bad.
No,
but
it's not. I don't think it's on Crunchyroll.
I'm just curious. I literally.
I know
don't
Crunchyroll's a subscription anyway, but I pay for Hulu,
Mhm.
Amazon Prime Video with HBO, and then Netflix, and I have all of them. Like, can it be on one of those? Because it has every other Dragon Ball. It has Dragon Ball Z Kai. I'm missing others, but it has other stuff as well. It just doesn't have the original Dragon Ball Z.
Gotcha. My Hero Academia, by the way, is free on PlayStation Store. I don't know if it still is right now, but I went ahead and got that added to my library.
I believe it's on
you
Hulu.
should check that.
I believe it's
it
on
is on Hulu. I
Oh, it is
added
on
it to
Hulu?
my list the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I paid for it. I got it. I do Hulu only because it comes to my Spotify. I did the package then.
It took me a while. I didn't realize because everyone's rewatching Dragon Ball Z without me and shit. I didn't realize that you had to have Hulu Live in order to watch Dragon Ball Z, and that pissed me off.
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah,
I don't
the
have the
only thing
live.
I think the
'Cause I
only
have
Like
thing,
GT and Dragon Ball are on
Yeah.
Hulu regular, but Dragon Ball
which
Z.
we all know, Dragon Ball is the only one that you really should watch.
Yeah,
That
if
does
you're gonna
good.
watch any of them, if you're gonna watch
Yeah.
any, you gotta watch Z. Then the rest are supplements to Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, Dragon Ball is good, but GT
Yeah,
is
Dragon Ball is good.
trash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
GT,
that
well, it's a different
yeah.
writer, right?
Mhm.
Am I correct on that?
and
Yeah, I
even
think
if it's not trash, you can't watch it by itself.
Yeah.
Right. You need that in connection to Dragon Ball. Is you can the only good thing about that to me is that you can watch it completely separately and have no connection to Dragon Ball Z, but it fails in comparison to me. I don't think it's anywhere close to as good as Dragon Ball.
I mean, if you start with Dragon Ball
I mean,
Z,
it just
then
gives you
obviously it's better.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
background. Yeah. That's what a lot of it feels like. It just feels like, the story leading up to it that they alluded to,
Yeah,
throughout Dragon
pretty
Ball Z.
much.
Yeah.
But other than that, actually, this weekend, one of my friends, good friends, Jim, he has a lake house on Lake Gaston, and he's a little stir crazy, I'm sure, as we all are. And he was like, just a couple of us. Obviously, we're not trying to break any rules. He's like, let's just go to my family's lake house and have a good time. And we did that, and it was one of the best. I had such a blast.
That's what's up.
So
Awesome.
shout out to Jimbo.
Is he
Jimbo
married to
Slice.
Pam?
Shouts out.
Do what, Caleb?
I said, is he married to Pam?
He's not. No,
Damn.
What,
Oh,
Pambo
great.
Slice?
Jimbo Slice.
Pambo Slice.
Slice of
That's
Spam.
that's awful. God, that yuck.
Mm. Anyway, getting off that topic. So,
We go on Reddit. There's like Cannon, Jimbo, and Pambo Slice.
We should make that Reddit.
Anyway,
there's still no sports really to talk about. Obviously, we're not going to talk about the draft. It's a couple weeks past. I mean, kind of mentioned, but I think we talked a little bit about it last week.
yeah.
The only sports available to watch, it seems like, is Korean baseball, which honestly,
Konnichiwa.
I'm not a huge baseball.
Konnichiwa is
fan.
Japanese.
Yeah, that's
I
Japanese.
guess
That was the fucking point of me saying that because
South
it's incorrect.
But I mean, I did
No,
watch a little
Jared,
bit of
it's
Japanese
North Korean baseball.
North Korean.
He
Hey,
said
no
so.
cases. No cases and no leader apparently now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, but boys, we get NASCAR back May 17th. Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah. What I've
yeah,
been
we've all been
dreaming
waiting on that.
of.
Hey,
I like to go straight and turn left sometimes.
Ethan, you saw that picture last night. You know I'm gonna watch some of that fucking.
Y'all know I'm joking about it right now, but you best believe I'm putting on my NASCAR jammies, getting in the fucking couch, and going live. I don't give a shit.
Fucking
gonna
send
happen.
it.
But for real though, UFC is coming back this weekend, Saturday. I'm gonna get the dates wrong, but it's 3 events in the span of like 9 days. So Saturday, and I think next Friday and Saturday as well. Some really big
I
fights.
also
I'm big
saw.
into UFC, so.
Yeah.
I think I also saw that Bundesliga. soccer
Yes,
coming back.
Bundesliga. Yes,
Is that what they say? The 22nd? I can't remember.
it's end of May. You're correct. I got it on Bleacher Report. I can
Yeah,
try and pull it up.
May 15th.
15.
Was that? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep, that's what.
And then another soccer one's coming back too. What another? It wasn't Serie A.
I wish it would be the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prem is what we really want, but I feel bad for Liverpool and Liverpool fans.
Yeah,
See, NBA
Yeah, dude, that's-
reopens practice facilities this coming Friday.
you know how bad I want.
That's what I
Liverpool to
saw,
win.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jared, it's only fair. Even if they cancel, they should still give the league to y'all.
We
and
were
y'all, for the
dominating the
audience.
league this year. And-
Jared's a Liverpool fan.
I was really hoping for the NHL to come back and at least go through the playoffs, but I guess doesn't look like we're gonna get anything on
Yeah.
that front.
Yeah, one of my buddies is a really, really big Canes fan, season ticket holder.
Mhm.
But I was asking him about it. And he said they want to make the playoffs. No, my buddy Chris he went to school with me at UNCG. Kirk is too, but we haven't talked hockey lately. But anyway, most likely the season might even get pushed back to December. So it might have a late start and they might just cancel the season entirely, which just sucks.
Yeah, I mean Pittsburgh was in the running to. I mean they were looking good this season. They were playoff bound. Carolina was one of the last 2 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So like if
Yeah.
we were hoping they would just like start the playoffs, like cut the season, start the playoffs when they come back.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like we're going to get that either. I think the EPL is most likely not coming back this season as well because it's going to interfere with everyone's contracts and international play unless they just push out international play in general, which I think they should, at least for this year. But it just doesn't.
International play, definitely.
Oh, this is a. No, it's not. I was thinking this was a World Cup year, but that's not right. This is it's Olympic year,
Yeah.
and that's where it got
Well,
pushed. back
World
to
Cup
next
happened
year.
in 2018, so we got 2022 for
2022.
World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Just real quick to add on, my thing with that is a lot of these are fan based, which college football is number one.
Yeah.
At least for American sports, college football is number one. As far as they get revenue based off fans and stadiums. I don't live in England, so I'm not really sure. I mean, I do watch a lot of EPL. I would assume a lot of the revenue comes from fans because of how big the fandom is of soccer
Mhm.
outside of America. So, I mean, the main question is it worth it to have fans? And I'm no expert, but I can almost guarantee there will be an NFL season regardless, because if they don't put fans in, that's only 25% of their revenue that they're getting in anyway. But college football, which is probably my favorite, I will be a little upset because it's fan-based. You know, they 75%.
EPL is broadcasting fees. Is the majority of the revenue.
Okay, so television, and then
Yeah.
I mean that's sad, but that's good for us because we may get them back without fans. Because the question is it worth it? Is it worth for these people to play in empty stadiums? You know, are we getting the money back? In college football, I think the answer is no because they're not really not making any money.
Yeah, I mean,
And my other thing is for like even professional sports, the players themselves, a lot of it goes on, like for NBA example, somebody starts making some shots and stuff, the crowd gets really hyped and into it, and then that player
you're right.
starts playing better. It's like do the players even want to play with empty seats?
Dude, you bring up a great point because how many
Yeah.
players get motivated off the fans?
That
And
fan motivation, the crowd screaming and everything.
mainly
like that, I feel like
NBA
it's
because
so
they're courtside, all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely, dude. You're right.
I mean, they might enjoy not having people, to run into on court
Yeah, they
side.
might
You're right.
enjoy
There's
that.
pros and cons. There's pros and
Yeah.
cons.
Yeah, or
The
talking
fans
shit to
like
'em.
at the stadiums.
Mad
yeah.
shit.
They don't
I
wanna
bet
talk
you
to
the
you, they
away
want
teams
to-
will be happier. The away teams
Right.
will be happier.
Yeah.
True.
But I mean, also, I mean, you guys played sports as well. I mean, a lot of times, like, you do your best to tune out noise in
Jacob,
general.
that's the point I was going to bring up. I think,
Yeah.
to be fair, it's actually going to show who's the better team to win
Mhm.
if there's no fans, because it brings out, there's no other factor in that could worsen or lessen your game, I guess.
Yeah.
So if there are no fans, then I think the probability of the better team winning is higher, because the concept any given Sunday, how much does the fans contribute to that
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, like in Seattle, I mean, obviously we know the Seahawks stadium is so fucking loud that calling audibles is almost impossible. So I mean, that's a legitimate factor.
It would
that
change
plays in.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're known for as the 12th man for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And same in,
I will say
in
you
Seattle.
will see. I think you'll see which players are really elite if you did it without fans, and which ones just start to do better once they start making shots
Yeah,
or
I could see that.
making plays and making plays just because shots mainly goes to basketball.
I don't know. As someone that played football for a school that had basically no fanfare, you gotta be able to hype yourself up. Okay, you make a sack, you
do.
gotta get yourself excited. You don't really give a shit about what everyone else is thinking, like, because you're doing it for. I mean, everyone should be able to hype themselves up based off being able to make shots. Just personally, I don't think that I think the fans, it kind of gives you that validation, but you already know when you're playing well. I mean, you've played basketball
Sure.
before. Like, if you
Yeah.
make 3 shots in a row, you're thinking, "Oh shit, I got this." You don't need someone, constantly telling you, "Yeah, fuck yeah, you're the best." Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but you know that you're playing well. So I'm just of the I'm with Ethan on this. I just think it's gonna really show who just has it in and out.
Yeah.
I guess the best way to put it, just without having to without having to have your fans back you up
Yeah.
almost.
I mean, because factors always play a part into sports.
Yeah, just with, like, the
Fa-
noise and case. Like,
it just takes out a factor. It
will
takes
show-
out a
yeah,
factor and
it'll
shows
almost
your
show,
talent.
like a more pure version of the game, honestly, with being able to call, like,
Yeah,
in
mine.
basketball you call plays as well. I mean, if it gets too loud, I guess isn't Golden State known for being a loud stadium? I guess
Yeah,
I think it's them. I don't fucking know, honestly.
yeah.
But I mean, the inability to call plays is always the biggest issue with fans. I mean, the biggest factor generated by fans.
Yeah. And a lot of people are asking, well, is it worth it? I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be. Why would you? I mean, if I get to pick between a couple options of no sports, nothing, or
Mhm.
sports with no fans, yes, my passion or motivation may not be as devoted to that, but at least it's going to be 50% instead of 0.
And I'm
I
still
mean,
going to try to watch it on television.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely. Like, and especially if it's limited, everyone's going to be tuning in anyways because they have nothing else,
Mhm.
right? They have
Yeah.
nothing else to devote their time to.
I have a legit question about this. One of my biggest issues with ESPN Plus, right? I pay the $5 a month or whatever the fuck it is to watch hockey games usually.
Yeah.
They will still black out the Carolina games for me. I live right across the street from the arena, so like I'm in the area where I'm in the blackout zone, I guess, if they don't sell out. First of all, not sure why the fuck they're blacking it out if I'm paying for the service, but I mean, if they're not gonna have the option to black out games, are they gonna lose money based off of that? I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, I don't understand what the purpose is of blacking out games in the first place.
No, TV packages are such shit. I mean, they really are. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, like, is that like a factor that would play in at all?
I think the blackout has to do with whatever local channel has the rights to that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
That's-
since
like,
you're
the big company like ESPN or DirecTV, they can't take that money that would go to like Fox or whoever.
where's it? Fox.
The same thing with like
WRAL,
Sunday Ticket.
Raleigh.
Okay, so you're saying
Yeah.
like if the local Fox network has the rights to the Canes game, ESPN cannot broadcast it on ESPN Plus. based off of that.
Exactly.
Okay,
It's
Correct,
just
correct.
has the rights to the games.
that makes more
Yes,
sense. Because I was just thinking,
yes.
getting pissed off about it. I was.
Oh, because there'll be big games that
Yeah.
ESPN Plus doesn't have, like for Manchester City and stuff, because ABC was playing it, or excuse me, NBC Sports usually
Sports.
plays those games. Yes,
And even
And,
TNT
it's not
started
ESPN
picking
Plus.
up.
Mhm.
yes, they
TNT
did.
started picking up a lot of soccer games.
Isn't it crazy? Steve Nash. I always thought that's so crazy. He's really
What is
knowledgeable
it?
about his soccer.
What is it? Bleacher Report?
It's
is
Bleacher
TNT?
Report. It's affiliated.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
affiliated Bleacher Report soccer.
I,
And I
know
think
Steve
that's
Nash
really
was
cool.
a soccer guy.
I love Steve. Yeah.
He's a commentator, dude. He's been.
Huh.
I know. I've been really active in the EPL for the last 3 seasons.
Mhm.
I think since
he is.
2017, and he's been there since then.
hmm
No kind of
And him and Manu Ginobili are actually very good at soccer.
See, Ginobili makes sense because he's French, right?
Yeah, different
Argentinian.
sounds like I'm fucking good at soccer. So.
Yeah.
French,
Ginobili's
Argentina, same thing. Different
Tony
continents.
Tony Parker's French.
Oh, that's right. You were
That's
on
right.
something there,
Yeah.
Jacob.
I was close.
Rounds up. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, same tomato.
Fried
Same
green
basketball
tomato.
team at least.
But Steve Nash he's
An
Canadian,
awful
though, right?
basketball team.
Yeah.
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 Hey, baby. My wife just walked in, so
Hey, baby.
Hey, wife.
yeah. They all say hey,
Hey.
except for Jerry.
What's
he's
up,
weird.
girl?
Anyway, so I mean, besides sports, I mean, what else we got? I mean, we just had May the 4th, so I know we were talking about possibly watching the Rise of Skywalker together, possibly
Yes.
this weekend. See if we can set that up. But
Wait, Jacob, is there a way to do like a live broadcast, like we're all watching it here, and then like people can join in on the Twitch or something?
That would
yeah,
be very sick.
that's
You
actually
could
what I was
do
thinking about doing. I wouldn't be able to do it on Twitch because I mean, just by rights, I think. We could try it. I mean, if they tell me I gotta stop, I gotta stop. But
Well,
Yeah, I don't like
as
the
long as
channels
we're
are
not
big,
showing
so
the
no one
screen, it
cares.
should be okay, right?
what was that?
I said I feel like as long as we're not showing the screen, it should be all right.
Oh, like
Yeah.
oh,
They should
okay. I
just
thought
see
you
our
meant like
faces.
that's. I took it as if like while we're watching it, we have it also playing on the screen as well.
Oh, no. I just meant like people can join in and like if they start at the same time as us, or like if we're giving like commentary
Okay.
or something.
yeah, because we can actually put a
Oh,
box in
yeah.
there that tells us where we're at in the movie, like how far in like the runtime.
Yeah.
So like people hop in, they can see like where we're at. And they can
Okay,
guess
that'd
I
be
where-
probably
sick.
couldn't. I don't think I could do it this weekend, only because it's Mother's Day weekend, and I know Kelly and I are going back home.
Yeah.
So
I keep forgetting that it's Mother's Day weekend. My parents live in New Mexico, so
So you gonna fly out to New
I'm
Mexico?
gonna fly out there.
I'm not flying nowhere right now.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
I think about holidays like that. I'm like, well, because my family's 12 hours away, so it's irrelevant to me.
Mhm.
Are they still in North Carolina?
Yeah, they live in the Piedmont area though. No one that I related to lives in Swansboro anymore. So
Well, that's good.
everyone's all in Greensboro, Raleigh area.
The less connections you have to Swansboro, the better, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, bye, Jared.
Yeah, piece of shit.
I was about to say,
Well, he's in
My-
Durham now, so
True, no
Yeah,
one
I
in
know,
here
I
is a
know.
Swansburian right
yeah,
now.
Brian's.
I'm about to say,
Swansboro
we're
still,
all
that's
out. we made it.
Yeah.
we got out.
It's honest to God what it feels like. Every time I go back to visit, I'm always just like,
To tell
Like,
you the truth,
congratulations.
It's nice to visit, but I have no desire to ever make roots
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the probability of you using heroin living there is pretty high. So, glad we're out of there.
I will say you got better access to it up here, though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
prices are a little bit cheaper up here. I think a little bit.
Yeah, but there's actually shit to do. So instead of using it every day, you're only using it once a week. So in
Give and
Swansboro,
take.
it's like, should I go to the beach or do heroin? Why not both?
Fuck
That's the
it.
choice they make.
It's both. It's both.
You feel like you're at the beach. You never really made it, but
Hey, wavy.
What's you guys' favorite Star Wars movie?
Let's do it.
favorite Star Wars movie. I
Wait,
think
should we do favorite all time or favorite from each trilogy?
Well, let's compartmentalize it. But let's do favorite all time first, and then
Yeah,
maybe we
yeah.
can get into the 3 compartmentalizations. That'd be tight.
yeah, I like
Sure.
that.
Alright,
So, Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I'll start. Favorite all time. I'm gonna have to go with Empire Strikes Back. Ethan.
Yeah, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, is my favorite of all time.
Wow.
I'm gonna agree with Big Dick McGee over here.
I just noticed that his name is that. That's terrible. I can't believe I just noticed.
Especially because Caleb like brought it up earlier too. Like,
I did. I
Jared does
pointed it
not
out at the
pay
beginning.
attention.
Jared's like,
what the damn?
I was like Big Dick McGee, and then I looked up at the names.
of course he's probably
Top of
thinking
my
Ethan,
screen.
but
That's what I was.
the biggest dick that's got to be Ethan. Well, we got an imposter over here. Anyway,
Jared's about to answer a fucking Transformers movie because he doesn't know.
No.
yeah, trying to. What's up, guys? Who's Big Dick McGee here? Go ahead, Jared.
No,
what's up?
I'm with Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
But
I was very
Revenge of
surprised
the
Ethan
Sith
came up with
is second, for sure.
Wait, what'd you say was second? Sorry.
Revenge of the Sith is
Really?
my second. Oh,
I feel like everyone our age like kind of likes the prequel trilogy a little bit more than most people, just because like
Yeah, we're
they
millennials.
came out
It's-
while we were
it's what we
growing
grew
up,
up
I
with.
guess.
Yeah, it's because they came out when we were kids, so you don't know what a shitty movie is when you're a kid.
Yeah, and they clearly geared those towards children.
Of course, and
Yeah.
I just hate the elitism that it comes with people who like the originals more.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't help what I was susceptible to as a child. I mean, I remember in
Mhm.
1999, my father and I went to Walmart and we got Phantom Menace, and that's the first Star Wars film I ever watched. We watched it
Yes.
together, and
was
his
awesome.
big. Yeah, it was amazing. It was
Yeah.
a big TV in his room. He never let me in his room. We watched it together, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Get
Like
the fuck out of here now.
after that, yeah, get the fuck out. But like watching the Phantom Menace, everyone would talk shit about it, and I'm like, fuck off. Like I was
Okay.
I was seven or 8 at the time,
Yeah.
and it was everything to me, dude. Like it was amazing. Technology took a step up. Like how am I going to be 7 years old critiquing the story writing? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Like
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can
I-
go back and watch it now and realize, oh wow.
oh,
this-
there's plot holes, you know.
Yeah,
But I still love it to this day. I'm 28 years old.
I
And I
still
still
enjoy watching it. Well, my question is, did y'all not watch the remakes of the original trilogy? I think it was like 95 or something like that. They did like a remaster
99.
of them all. They put them back in theaters, I think.
It was 99, I believe. At least I
No, 99
know.
was Phantom Menace. Before that though.
No, but
like
that's what I'm saying. I
97 or
think
something.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, they did a remaster and re-release because I remember watching those when I was younger because I was really into Star Wars before the prequel trilogy came out.
Are you talking about like when he added all that extra CGI and shit? He's not listening.
I got you.
You talking
I
to me?
remember.
No, I was talking to
They
Jacob.
also picked up all that.
I remember watching. I don't know if I was watching it on FX or something at one point. I was watching
Mhm.
episode 6, and at the end, it shows Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin,
Mhm.
and they actually had put Hayden Christensen's can't even say his name. Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker in there. With
Yeah,
it.
that was big. That was a big controversy when they did that.
Yeah, I was like, that's
Yeah.
not what I've seen before.
Just to chime in here, guys, to fact check it. I was 2 years late. Jacob, you were correct. 1997 special edition is released and skyrockets to the #1 position for 3 weeks. It grosses 138 million.
Yeah, because that's just what got me into Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. Because I was living like in South Carolina, like on base and shit. And they
Okay.
had like the little toys and shit. That's
I would have been a little too young to remember that, but I do remember 99.
Yeah.
But fun fact, I'm sure you guys knew, but it was never called A New Hope. It was called Star Wars at 1st,
Mhm.
and when they
Yep.
were going to make others, yeah, I'm sure you guys.
yeah. As soon as they
I just
decided they
always
were
thought
gonna
that
make
was
more
cool.
episodes, they changed the name.
Yeah. Yeah, I teach A New Hope every year for not to get too into it, but to my seniors, we have a Hero's Journey paradigm. We didn't do that at Swansboro, but it's usually done senior English classes. But anyways, I always teach A New Hope, and I teach the remastered version, obviously, but it's a fun time.
Nice.
So, real quick about the remasters too. I hate all the fucking aliens that they try to add into A New Hope.
Yeah.
It's doing too much. It's doing too
yeah.
much. I agree.
It takes away from so many of the scenes. Like what should be ominous is now like a joke.
And Cantina looks a little forced too, and that's one of
Yeah.
the best. To me, I mean, they didn't anticipate that, but it is one of the best scenes of all Star Wars. All of them. That when we're first introduced to the Cantina, all 4 of us, if we hear the music, we know what that scene's from. You know? Exactly. And just
Yeah.
adding a little bit, it's just forced. I mean, I don't know. I sound like a boomer, but if it's not broke,
Well,
don't
I mean,
fix it, man.
that was like my issue with the Hobbit trilogy over the Lord of the Rings was the use of practical effects versus CG. CG just doesn't look as good
Yeah.
versus practical effects.
If
you
you
know,
have it, yeah.
especially like,
Especially when
in
you
those
don't
earlier
have
stages.
to.
What was that?
I said especially when you don't have to use CG.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
with Lord of the Rings, they had full armies of people actually dressed as orcs. And
Yeah.
in Star Wars, the earlier ones, they had full animatronics. In Jurassic Park, they had a lot of
Yeah.
animatronics for
They
the
didn't.
dinosaurs.
They didn't want to pay people to dress up as orcs anymore
Exactly.
because they knew they could use CGI and then still make a lot of movie on the film.
Yeah.
Mhm. And it's easier to do, obviously, I guess. Well, not maybe not. I mean, I don't do CG effects, obviously, but like you don't have to do hope that the one shot of a fucking explosion goes as well as you want it to. You can just
Right.
retry and
Yeah.
remake it, I
Yeah.
guess. But in safety reasons,
Another-
I guess it's better. But
Another issue I
Fuck
have
that.
with the Hobbit trilogy, to get off topic, is the fact that it's a trilogy, though.
yeah,
They stretched that one book into fucking
They
3
did.
movies
they try to
unnecessarily.
add like a lot of information like from lore and stuff like that wasn't actually in the Hobbit. So like
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
as a big Lord of the Rings nerd, I appreciated that, but I agree it really didn't have any business being that drawn
3
out.
movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on this subject, are you excited for that Netflix show? Is it Netflix? Amazon?
Can you elaborate?
Somebody-
I'm not. aware.
Somebody's making a Lord of the Rings TV show.
Oh yeah, Netflix is doing a TV show, and I think they started casting already for that.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. If it's trash, it's trash, but I'm still gonna watch all of it.
Yeah, I let you guys mainly take the reins with this because I've watched all the Lord of the Rings. I've seen every movie, but I can't say it's.
I mean,
it's
We'll get back
favorite.
on Star Wars since it was,
Yeah, I was gonna say
May the
we can get
4th
into the
and-
compartmentalizations
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. So I guess We'll just go in the same order there. Trilogy by trilogy. I would say Revenge of the Sith, my favorite from the prequel trilogy. Obviously, Empire Strikes Back, my favorite from the original trilogy. And my favorite of the new trilogy is gotta be the first one. I can't remember the name of it for some reason right now.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, thank you. And honestly, I think it's just because it felt so much like watching New Hope. Like, the beats were kind of similar, and
Yeah.
also the second one felt weirdly like compartmentalized as a movie, even like it was just such a small focus. And then obviously with the final one, it's always going to be like anything that you're really into. It's not going to end the way you want it to, so you're going to be a little bit upset. So I mean, I didn't hate it, the ending like everyone else seemed to, but I mean,
So
I'm still okay with it.
I know we're talking about like the trilogies, but where do we fit like Rogue One and
Oh yeah, we should do that after. We can do that after.
Oh,
That'd
like
be tight.
we can just do like your favorite side movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Rogue One would definitely be my favorite of the side movies.
It's
Yeah,
just the
the
two,
Han-
right? Rogue One and Han
Yeah,
Solo.
Han Solo. It's just
Solo.
those two. Yeah.
I think they're working.
They have more in the works. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
And
we're getting a lot of Star Wars movies to come, but the Skywalker saga, the 9 movies are now
Yeah.
concluded. They're not being touched again.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
Hope
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, leave
Just
it
give
leave it to
like
rest.
5-10 years. They'll
Please.
remake them.
Well,
Yeah.
before I get into mine, though, I will say the most not flawless, but the best average, unfortunately, is their not unfortunately, but it is the original trilogy. I think
mhm.
the prequel really is weighed down by Attack of the Clones for me, and
Yeah.
also The Last Jedi, which I absolutely fucking despise every second of that movie. No hard feelings or anything, but I hate The Last Jedi with every ounce of my being.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just go
Same
really quick.
here.
My favorite we know is Revenge of the Sith, and I'm with you guys on the original. Empire Strikes Back is phenomenal. So that's my second favorite overall.
Mhm.
And then of the new one, I really need to rewatch Rise of Skywalker to make a profound decision. But I think I will have to go with The Force Awakens just because I can't help but have these pent up aggressive feelings when I watch Rise of Skywalker because I was so upset about The Last Jedi. It was hard to kind of negate all my other feelings. It was all these expectations and things pent up getting ready to watch. But The Force Awakens, there was nothing there, right? There was no expectations because J.J. Abrams could have taken the story anywhere. He could have gone anywhere. So I was just
It was like
enthralled.
because it could.
I fucking
yeah.
loved it. It was a 10 out of 10 for me. Rise of Skywalker, it's 9 out of 10. It was great. It did with
Mhm.
what it could. Because The Last Jedi fucked it up so much, but this is not the podcast about me ranting about The Last Jedi. So
Yeah. That's
I could do
next
that all
week's
day.
podcast.
yeah, we can literally do that. I will spend an hour easily talking about how much I hate that film.
We
But
should.
anyway,
That should
Caleb,
be.
you
We
go
don't know movies next week.
Let's do it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm down because I don't want to take away your guys' time. But how much I
I
hate
am curious
it.
why you hate it so much. I don't like it that much either, but I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. But
Yeah.
Oh, did you want me to elaborate a little bit?
yeah, just give me like
of
the
course.
cliff notes.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you like a 2-minute thing. Just their actions and the storyline. I'm a basis of a person with action integrated with storyline. I think that's what's the English teacher part about me. I am the typical American guy where I do love action, but the action needs to come from a result of a good origin story. Needs to come from actual thoughts and lines and all that, and the action that we got really had no purpose. I thought Luke acted in ways he would never do. Attempting to kill Kylo Ren, it was ridiculous. It felt very unauthentic to me, and it felt very forced. And Rey was completely different in the film. I felt it was like no extension of what we got from The Force Awakens. And my big thing as a person, I guess it's just personal, is I'm a very big origin person, and we got no extension of their origins. We didn't find anything else out about her. I think Rian Johnson ruined that for me, right? I think it was all forced. The action was great. The action was sick. Towards the end, where Luke came out and he was a hologram or whatever it was, fighting Kylo, and Kylo.
That part was cool.
That was very cool. But what's the purpose? There isn't one. Like, I don't understand any of this. Like, it just didn't tie into The Force Awakens, where J.J. Abrams set a great foundation. Yeah, people can bitch and complain that it was a New Hope, but that's fine. Give me a New Hope that's 30 years later. I love that. I don't give a shit. That's fine. But the foundation that they took with The Last Jedi, I had a whole essay literally in my phone. I can ping that out next time. But to give out 4 points,
fucking dissertation on this.
literally. I mean, I don't know. It's just like with things I do have strong feelings about. I do have a lot of components on that. But that's just roughly it.
Isn't Episode 1 almost a New Hope as well? You get Anakin and you get the Hope again.
I think.
No,
I'm just saying. Saying that's the whole. I mean, that's the scheme of the trilogy.
Delivery was funny.
I know. I get what you're saying. I get what he's saying.
The scheme of the trilogies is you start off with something that you build off of.
The reason it differs.
You get Luke, and you get that story. Episode 1 through 3, you start off. You get Anakin, obviously, who turns into Darth Vader. But then, with The Force Awakens, you get Rey. A New Hope, and that's how the trilogies are supposed to go.
You're right, but I think
J.J. Abrams did great with that because
J.J. Abrams killed it. J.J. Abrams killed it. But where I disagree with the Phantom Menace having drawing parallels is that there are more finite parallels between A New Hope and The Force Awakens because really it's about they're finding the droid, right? In both of them. They're trying to find the droid in New Hope with R2-D2, trying to find all the parts. They're trying to find BB-8. And what's the point? In A New Hope, you're trying to find the plans to destroy the Death Star. And then with BB-8, you're trying to find the plans of where Luke Skywalker is the missing piece, right? So you're drawing parallels of this adventure of doing all this. Where in the Phantom Menace, you don't really get that exact point where you have Anakin, and I love Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace is great for me. It's an 9 out of 10 for me. I loved it. But I think the concept of finding something isn't really there as more as it is with A New Hope and The Force Awakens.
Now that's droid racing.
Yeah, that scene's so great, man. I loved it, dude. You could not tell me
that kid's
shit.
voice. Like, just rewatch it. Like, I hate all of his lines.
Dude,
like,
I feel bad for him.
As a kid, I loved the movie, obviously, but just like rewatching, it's just like that's cringe.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with pretty much everything related to Star Wars. But I looked him up. I can't even remember the guy's name. I'm really bad with names. But he's
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, he's a drug addict now, and dealing with mental health issues.
Oh, no, I feel bad making fun of him.
Which, and I mean, at the time we can. And honestly, that's one reason that led him to resort to drugs is because how much criticism he got. I read a couple articles regarding that. But when he was a kid, the dude was fucking 9 years old and was receiving a lot of criticism.
And, I mean, honestly, it was more about the fact that he was given, that dialogue to say. It's not like he chose what to say for the scenes.
Dude, it doesn't matter how perfect you are because people like us, like if we just have an audience of our friends listening, that we're going to get good feedback. But if the whole world can listen to us, the probability of critiques, of criticism is going to raise with anybody. Even if you love someone on national TV.
It doesn't necessarily, it's not even genuine critique sometimes. It's just people being dicks a lot of times.
Dicks,
too.
yeah.
It's
and that's what you have to understand. Yep, absolutely.
And that was one of the first movies that really came out during the age of the internet, like a big release.
Yeah.
It was 99. I guess the DVD would have came out 2000. So I mean, like it was
Literally.
right when people were starting to figure out how to
Transitioning,
get
dude.
on chat rooms and forums and
Yeah.
you know talk
AOL
shit
was
on
coming
a
out.
mass level.
Yeah,
You know?
just imagine being his age and getting all that criticism and stuff. That's
Well, that's what I felt about Justin Bieber a lot when we were younger. Like, dude, 16 years old, and every single person in the world is just
Yeah.
talking mad shit about you. Like, I mean, I know how I was 16 years old. You get emotional quick, so that does
Yeah.
suck.
And that's the thing,
Yeah.
though. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and my buddies in the Discord that I was referring to last podcast, excuse me. When they got big, he just noticed a lot more criticism, and it's just because
Mm-hmm.
you have more people listening, right? Like, if we had an audience of 1 million people listening to us, there would be so many people grilling us about the list we just had, right? Lists mean a lot to people, dude. Lists mean a lot to people, and I found that out lately. Listening to some podcasts, people get heated about
People
lists.
get-
If
they
your
have
list isn't in
opinions.
relation to, yes, dude. Like, oh my God, Phantom Menace, you guys like it? You sucked your own dick. Like, yeah, it's awful.
Been
Like-
trying
like-
to.
I mean,
But
hey,
that's the
to tell
thing.
you the
Like,
truth,
let people have their own opinions and let them enjoy their own things. If I like
Mhm.
Phantom Menace, who do you tell me that I can't like it? If you don't like it, fine, fuck off. But
I actually do like Attack of the Clones. I hate the love story.
it's
I think
forced.
it's the worst love story I've ever
He's
watched
the
in my
biggest
fucking life.
incel of all time.
Dude, it's not even a love story,
Fuck.
dude.
It's like a
It's
weird,
creepy,
like he's gonna
though.
rape her the
Yeah, it's
entire
creepy.
time.
It's creepy.
If you watch it
And you're
in
right.
real time when it came out, Jared, you hit the nail on the head, though, dude. If you watched it
Yeah.
and you had no other background, go back and watch it now. Oh, it's normal now. Watch it in '99 when Phantom Menace came out, because I know Revenge of the Sith came out 2005. So let me take a shot in the dark. 02? I don't know.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
something-
02,
something
03.
depends, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not
2 or
right.
3.
Anytime in that, you're like, what the fuck? This dude was a child and she was a grown ass woman. You're telling me they have a thing now?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, not to be politically correct, but that's just still odd to the eye to see.
And
You know?
plus, he's brooding to her.
He was trying to be Edward Cullen basically the entire time.
Before.
Yeah.
Like before Edward, he was the original Edward
Like-
Cullen.
If you watch one of their first interactions together, where she's like, "Don't look at me like that,"
Yes,
Mhm.
dude.
he's like, "Why?"
game
And she's
on.
like, "It makes me uncomfortable." Yeah, it made everybody uncomfortable.
Facts.
Okay,
Good point.
Jesus, dude.
Because you're right though,
Calm
Jared.
down.
Because we watch Star Wars for the plot of Star Wars. They try to
Yeah.
sell us the plot of a love story.
Yeah,
We'd go
Mhm.
read a fucking
for Attack
Fabio
of the
book that
Clones.
I mean,
was
that's like the
that
only
was
love story
yeah.
they really had in the original trilogy was like Han and Leia, but they didn't really harp on it that much. It was more like just like a
Yeah.
ongoing like, yeah,
Yeah.
they like each other, but that's not really what we're.
I
focused
watch
on.
it. The
Yes,
only
dude,
reason I
but they-
watch Attack of the Clones is to watch Yoda fight Count Dooku.
Yep, that's
That is very sick.
that's
That
the,
is very
the
sick.
best part for sure.
Yeah, that fighting scene is pretty sick. But like I think how they did with Kylo and Rey, Rise of Skywalker, I think was perfect. They didn't force that relationship.
Mhm.
It was like an underlying plot, whereas what Jared referred to, it was a forced main plot. And it was
Yeah.
like there's nothing really else, anything going on. You had Obi-Wan doing his little side quests and shit, but like that was the main focus, and I didn't want that.
I really didn't like when they.
It
kissed
made
at
him
the
think
end.
it
Yeah.
made everyone think he was a little whiny brat because it was a forced romantic relationship that we don't watch Star Wars for.
True.
And George Lucas can't write dialogue, so.
God,
Facts.
That's a fact.
That's facts.
That is a
George
fact.
Lucas is amazing for a lot of things, but yeah, he's not
Creating a
Yeah, I-
world and all that, yes.
amazing.
Writing dialogue, no.
It makes me
Probably a
wonder-
socially awkward guy, I would think.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if that's
Oh,
the
I
way he
definitely
is with
agree with
women.
that.
Yeah, you would have to be.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's the way he is with women per se. I think it's just what he perceives other people want to see in a love story, if that makes sense. It's like if I'm I'm a
That makes sense.
writer for mysteries and I go and try to write a romance novel, it's gonna sound like a mystery, because that's what I write.
Okay.
He makes sci-fi movies and then he tried to write romance. It's not gonna work. They just
Yeah.
don't mesh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect point, Caleb.
Speaking
I
of
will
Caleb,
say
what
that,
was your
given
favorite per
that.
trilogy?
Oh, yeah.
The original, I'm gonna have to go Revenge of the Sith. Like you guys, I think my list is pretty similar
The
to you.
prequel, you mean?
Yes, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
prequel. Revenge of the Sith. Original, I said Empire Strikes Back,
Mm-hmm.
and then the new trilogy. I know I don't like The Last Jedi. I've only seen The Rise of Skywalker once, but I had some issues with it because of The Last Jedi. So I'm gonna have to go with Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the,
I
the
know,
thing
I'm,
with,
I'm right there with you on that. Same.
yeah, the thing with The Last Jedi is Ryan Johnson tried to subvert so many things and do something new, which, I mean, good for you for trying something new. Like, I will always applaud somebody trying something new. even if it doesn't work. Like, good job, you tried. I just didn't like it. But then JJ, when he came back, had to undo everything that Rian Johnson had done, which took up
Yes.
so much of the movie.
pacing of the beginning of the movie
Yes.
felt
Dude,
weird too.
You know what?
You couldn't hit the nail on the head.
Like-
But just to interject really quick, and I'll give it up. But like what Caleb was saying, like, why try something new when you're in the middle of a trilogy? Why?
Yeah, the second
You
movie is not
have the
time to do it.
foundation. Yes.
Yeah,
Like fuck Disney to begin with to give the reins to Rian Johnson after J.J.
it
Abrams
was so
had
weird.
them.
Such a weird.
Why
move.
do that? If Rian Johnson would do that for the beginning, great. I would have been open to it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a foundation, why would you build shitty windows on a great foundation? Makes no sense. Anyway, sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like Mark Hamill for the Last Jedi. Maybe he should have said something like, "I don't think Luke would have done this."
Well, he did.
Dude, wasn't his
he did-
acting
he did.
atrocious?
He came
The
out and
acting
said
was
that.
atrocious.
He said
He
that
did?
to Rian Johnson, and Rian Johnson
Yeah,
said,
and
"I
in
don't care."
interviews
It's my
afterwards,
movie."
he said, "Yeah, I'm not really a fan of where they chose to go with Luke on this one."
Dude, the acting was awful
He
too.
just
They
had to
didn't
do it.
they didn't let Luke be Luke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I was killing a
You know
young.
what?
Who the
I'll
fuck
give-
are you, Anakin Skywalker Part
I
2?
mean, I
No.
did,
Just like
I
his
did,
father.
I did. I can see Mark Hamill's effort because the way the way he would talk to people still felt like Luke, like an older Luke. But you're right, his actions and like maybe trying to kill Kylo and
Yes.
stuff like that, that's not Luke.
You're right. In the common dialogue, that was fine. That was Luke. But anything that reverberated, if that's the right term, around action, it was off to me. It sounded forced and like something he would never do. Because Luke, if you watch all the originals, is he proactive? Absolutely not. He's the most reactionary character ever. He reacts to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
him
he's
getting mad
never
at Rey.
proactive.
And
I mean, you
getting
can.
mad at Rey for looking like saying like, "Oh, you were about to go all the way down into the darkness."
Yeah, you didn't even try to
Yeah.
fight it or something. That's what he said.
And you can make the argument, well, over time, Luke was young and all that, and when he grows up, he becomes more proactive. But those actions still aren't even relative to the actions he would have made.
Yeah.
If the actor who has been playing this character for over 30 years tells you as a new director to the series that I don't think the character would do this, I think you should
Yeah.
probably listen a little
Listen
bit,
to
you
him.
know?
Yeah,
He
I
might
didn't
have
know.
some
I
kind
didn't
of
know Mark
insight.
Hamill said that. I'm glad he had said.
Yeah,
something
he
like
came out and
that.
said that he really didn't like the way that they were.
I'm glad
I would
he did.
I would have
didn't see
chewed
that.
Ryan Johnson up a little bit more, but he did create a great film in Looper,
Mhm.
and I watched that before. I don't know if you guys have watched
Oh,
Looper.
he did
Looper's
Looper?
Looper's
So,
good.
yeah, he directed it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it.
Mhm.
Excellent film. 9 out of 10 for me. So I was kind of pumped. I was like, this is going to be sick. And that's why I was so upset, because Rise of Skywalker, I didn't get to get excited about because I was so excited for The Last Jedi, and it literally crushed me.
Yeah.
I was with my girlfriend, and she just watched me like the whole time in the movie theater. She just saw my soul leave my body of how unhappy I was.
Just look over here, just like.
Like, I'm not
That
even being
fucking film.
hyperbolic. I did not talk for the rest of the night.
Dude, I remember as we were walking out, like, cause I was with my now wife, and we were with two of our friends that are dating, and me and my friend Ian, like, we were the ones who know the series pretty well, and as we walked out, it was like, so what do you guys think? We're like, I don't know how I feel about, like, we didn't want to like be like overly judgmental because I'm not a film buff by any means, and I never consider myself like the Star Wars guy. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of everything, but it just felt off. And then when I watched it again, like the second time, I realized like, okay, this is what I didn't like about it. Like, I had to take a second look at it, and like I think that's what I need to do with Rise of Skywalker, just because like it did feel a little off at times. I think I need to rewatch it, this
Yeah.
weekend to figure out what it is exactly about it that felt weird to me. But it's just something about Last Jedi. Just even when I rewatch the series, like I'll rewatch through all the movies, occasionally.
Yeah.
Starting last year, I just kind of like I was doing chores when I had that one on. I didn't really pay
Yeah.
attention to it. The same way I did with like Clone Wars. Now it's like that's how I'm treating that movie.
Yeah. And mine comes just from a completely subjective perspective. I'm not trying
Mhm.
to tell the audience like this is objectively the correct way to think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, because
Yeah.
It's
it
just
goes
what
into
resonates
with who
you
I
and
am.
what
Yeah,
it says
I'm
to
a
you that
very-
you don't like. Yeah.
And I always think about how I teach, because that's my profession. That's what I put my time towards. I'm a very structured person, and when I think of The Last Jedi, I think of it like a flow chart, with The Force Awakens, and then there's just no connection,
Mhm.
right? When you have The Last Jedi, there's no connecting point to the previous flow chart, and that's what really makes me mad.
Well,
Because
that's
my brain just doesn't comprehend that. I love the action, cool, all that great,
yeah.
but I need a connection. I need something consistent.
Yeah, I think that's why I get mad about Attack of the Clones. being such a terrible movie
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
really is because of the Anakin and Leia love story.
Yeah, it pulls it
But-
all out.
Padme.
Or Padme.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
thank you. But Attack of the Clones is a pivotal movie because you see where they got the clones.
Yeah.
And how they became the enemy, pretty much.
Well, I mean, it could have been a great movie, honestly. If they,
it could have been the best because honestly,
45 minutes
Obi-Wan
worth of
on a
fucking
side
weird
quest.
filler.
And yeah,
Like Ethan said, Obi-Wan on a side quest is that's what I
Mhm.
want. Obi-Wan, he's my favorite Jedi of all time. So
yeah,
see him on a side quest, that's what I wanted. But
yeah, fair.
seeing fucking dude, I just can't.
No, but you bring up a good point because it reminded me, Jared, it's a common theme. Every trilogy, there's 3 trilogies, at least in my opinion, there's one common theme, and it's that the middle film sucks, except for the original.
Mhm.
Empire Strikes
And that's
Back.
the
Well,
best
you know
one.
why? In the original trilogy, it was good guys win, bad guys win, good guys win.
Yeah.
And in the new trilogy, it was good guys each time. Like they came out on
Yeah.
top each time. It felt like the reason why
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back felt
It's
so
amazing.
good
Empire Strikes Back is so good,
is
dude.
because like at the end of the movie, you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on now? Like it's just it leaves you on a great cliffhanger, just
Mhm.
because everyone's fucking decimated. Like they're like, okay, we got to split the fuck up now. We got.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
And but just imagine that real time. That's why people love it. We can't go back in time but just imagine
Mhm.
people went years with him saying that he's his father, right? Like, no, I'm your father, right? And then you get to wait years of anticipation and to see the 6, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. So like that's so cool. Would be just that makes it even better, So that's why I think you take the population, let's just say of Americans. I think the original would be the favorite out of all trilogies for everyone on a consistent basis, and it makes sense
Mhm.
because average-wise, I think the average, at least for me, is better for the originals compared to the
Oh
others.
yeah, for sure.
The
Yeah,
average.
I think that's what it is on Rotten Tomatoes too.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh, it is.
They
Even
just
though I
posted
do
it.
like the prequels, I do love them a lot. Maybe a little bit more, but the average, to me, if I weighed them out, due to Attack of the Clones, is less than the original, just because of the 3.
And honestly, I think for me right now, rewatching when I go back and rewatch the original trilogy, it takes a little bit away from it, like because it's always the remastered ones now with all the extra CG, and it just
Yeah.
looks weird. Like if you
Yeah.
have access to the originals, it's so much better than at least in my opinion, than the
Yeah.
prequel
No, I
trilogy.
totally get it.
Listen, I could, just like Ethan was saying, I could go on about Attack of the Clones and how it could be the best Star Wars movie,
Yeah, absolutely. Had the plot
but
potential.
only because of how just cringeworthy it is to
Mhm.
see Hayden Christensen
Yeah.
stare.
I will say Padme was looking fine the entire fucking
You
movie.
can make the
He
same
was,
argument
but
for Luke in
Yeah.
The Last Jedi as you could for Hayden or Anakin in Attack of the Clones. They just went a different direction that we never saw before.
mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the boy, I mean, he grew up and he's a different person, and they just gave him this forced. Yeah, Jared, you hit the nail on the head, man. I mean, it's just
Daddy
like,
horny Michael.
It's terrible. I do like
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good actor, and I think, he's a good Anakin. But at the same time, just
but I think Revenge of the Sith did it right.
yeah,
They took that love like they did with Kylo and Rey in Rise of the Skywalker and made it as a subplot. That's what you call a subplot. Now in Attack of the Clones, they made it as a forced secondary plot. I mean, it was a main plot, right? And they did it
showed
right in
more of that
Revenge
than
of the
anything
Sith.
else the entire movie. So
Yeah, and
it
that's why
makes
I
it
would make the
main
argument.
plot.
But Episode
Because
3 does it
people-
great.
because people want to focus on Anakin because everybody knows he's going to be
And
Darth
his
Vader.
story.
Yeah.
And we get
But-
his story in the third one. That's why I love it so much. It
If
all
you
comes
watch
to a
Attack
head.
of the Clones, seriously, if you want it to be good, focus on Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you make the movie good.
That is good.
And to tell you the truth, Count Dooku as the main villain in that movie could have been better, only because.
But that scene was sick, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's Yoda's Padawan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we would have got more backstory or more like seen him in episode 1 or something,
Yeah, I'd love to see how he turned went away from Yoda because obviously, Yoda's he's the shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's books and shit. I feel
Yeah,
like
there's
there
so
was
many
like
books. God.
this passage I read when I was getting pumped for the Rise of Skywalker. It was on Reddit or something, but it was from a book talking about why Count Dooku turned, and it was kind of why Anakin turned, but not completely. It was just like he thought the Jedi had become complacent and arrogant and all this other stuff. So that's how he got seduced. But
Yeah.
I'd love to see a Mace.
oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be one of like the strongest, most powerful Jedi.
Right.
Yeah. Just my biggest qualm with all the prequels in the beginning is that we were presented with one of the most badass villains, and he gets 10 minutes of screen time in Darth Maul in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
know,
now they're
that's
trying to bring him
bullshit,
back with like Clone Wars, and he was in Solo and shit.
If
You know,
they do one, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I read that Benicio del Toro was actually supposed to play Darth Maul, but since he didn't have any really talking, Benicio turned it down.
Dude, give me a Darth Maul just like you did Han Solo. That I thought that people have their qualms about that film.
Good.
I loved that film, dude, and just give me the same thing. I will be okay. Like you give me a glimpse of it back 20 years ago, redeem yourself, and then give a whole film like that. Even if it's on the level of Han Solo, I would still love it. Got its own plot, gives a good connection to the origin, which gets us to see his personality in the originals within Han Solo and obviously the new trilogy. But it did a really good job. It gave its own plot, and then it gave it an extension of who he was prior.
I was not a big fan of the Solo movie.
And no, I can see why. I can see why a lot of people weren't,
Mhm.
but I loved it. It was a 9 for me, probably.
I did like
really
Rogue
enjoyed
One though.
Yeah,
Rogue One was
One.
great.
I love Rogue One. Pretty much that last scene where Vader, just decides to kill everybody
fuck,
and everything. That was like the entire movie was edging, and that was the fucking release. That
was
shit
more,
amazing.
Well,
It's more action than he's ever done in any of his other
you
films
wanna see
combined.
Vader actually do a lot more.
This is why people are afraid of him, because he is this much of a badass. You finally get to see it.
Right, and you don't
The
get
music,
to see that
the
in the original
stillness.
trilogy because my bad, Ethan.
No, you
Because-
go ahead.
Because of just the times they were made, like you couldn't have somebody that big,
Yeah.
and the CG and the computer wasn't that good where you can show off his force powers and all that.
And that's like the original trilogy. Like the lightsaber fights were so lame, honestly, because
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Episode. I just know because I literally watch this 10 times a year for my students. But A New Hope, the only thing you get is the lightsaber fight with Ben, and it's awful. I mean,
Yeah.
I listen. Every one of my students, they laugh when it happens. You have Ben do the little spin move. That's like 10 minutes a move, and then that's all you see. Darth use a fucking lightsaber. But then at the end of Rogue One, that is the best you've
It's so
seen in
badass.
40 years of Star Wars, dude. That the force choke and then the stillness, the music. It's literally perfect, dude. I mean, it gave me
Darth, you just see
goosebumps the
that
first time,
lightsaber
dude.
turn on. It's beautiful.
Yes, dude.
Oh yeah, that.
Well,
that
and
visually-
plus,
Ooh.
go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say, and you don't see lightsabers throughout the whole movie of Rogue One. So when it finally does happen,
Good point.
You get
Like, oh yeah,
you just
It
get
places the
excited.
emphasis on it.
exactly.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It really does.
I
Because
wasn't
it comes out of the
expecting to
dark,
see
too,
Darth
like you
Vader.
said.
I was-
Who directed that one?
Oh, don't ask me.
It's escaping
I
my
know?
mind right now.
I'm gonna look it up. I
got
got it.
Okay.
Y'all go ahead. I got it.
Real quick, have y'all seen the when they
Gareth
remake
Edwards.
the
Yep, Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards? Did y'all see
Great
the
job.
video where they remake the fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan?
I did.
It's
I
like a
actually watched
fan-made-
that semi recently.
Oh my god!
Wow,
yeah.
that's very cool. We should link that.
If you
Yeah.
if you get the we'll put a link of it in the description below. But if you guys haven't watched it yet, just make sure you go back and watch that video. It's fucking awesome because it's basically you sit there and wonder like why didn't they try to do this when because they had the technology when they did the remaster. They should have spiced up a little bit, but obviously this fan made version is fucking through the roof. It's really good. I can't remember who.
That's
makes it.
awesome.
I'd shout him out, but it'll be
And that's
in
the
the
sad
description
part. A lot of fan made stuff related to Star Wars of these people who dedicate
below. Mhm.
their interest in everything to StarArs, and some of it's better.
Yeah.
You know, I've read a lot of canon and shit like that, and
I mean,
it's excellent.
with Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you saw that they came out with a fan made design within 20 minutes.
And it was way
They
better.
went
It was
with
a
it.
million times better.
Of course.
And then the people that were making the movie were like, "Oh shit, we really done goofed here." It's like the reason why people want to watch this movie is because they don't want to see a lifelike fucking blue alien.
And they
hedgehog.
fixed them.
Yeah,
And they fixed them.
Thank God they did because
Yeah,
that,
they
that
did.
movie would have bombed.
Dude,
I
that's
haven't seen
awesome.
it.
How many? And that's what makes me mad. I mean, awesome for them and awesome for
Yeah,
the fans.
yeah.
I played the video game. I would not call myself a Sonic fan.
Yeah, about like that.
But that's great accountability, though.
Mhm.
Okay, we fucked up. Look at it. Listen, it's feedback. Getting that back and saying we fucked up. I just want to
Yeah.
shake Ryan Johnson. But hey, listen, fucker. Like, go back and fix it.
Yeah, I was just really worried that they were going to start the third one of the new trilogy there, and just make it act like it was like a fever dream, like because they at one point had said that retconning it was not off the table, and I was like, if you do that though, it's gonna feel really fucking weird. Apparently, Abrams
and
had like
pointless.
exactly. Abrams at one point had like discussed about possibly not doing time travel necessarily, but like just basically making it so that movie pretty much never happened.
And my perspective is J.J. Abrams did a lot with a little. He made a shit sandwich taste good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
JJ,
to me, J.J. Abrams, yeah, dude, he's a god to me. Like he fucking Rise of Skywalker, I loved it. I do think it could have been better if The Last Jedi was better, but he made it the best with what he had. I don't think he could have done better with what he had.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Can I just say one last thing?
Of course.
The lightsaber at the very end, Rey's gold lightsaber at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that shit.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
will say,
I loved everything.
Issue with the whole storyline though, like saying, oh, there's got to be a good, there's got to be a bad. Like, why can't they coexist? Because that, to me, isn't that balance? Is the coexisting? That was always my big qualm, I guess, with Star Wars is that there's always like 1,000 Jedi back in the day and only 2 Sith. That's not balanced at all. Good's beating the shit out of them by numbers. This is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I loved about Rise as well. It was believable with Palpatine, right? It wasn't forced because I think the whole setting, this underground thing of him coming back to life and all this technology bringing him back to life. When I heard he's coming back to life, I thought it was going to be so stupid. I was like, the man was thrown down all these ventricles or whatever, but it made it believable to me. I didn't feel like it was forced.
They actually came out and said, like, apparently there's reason to believe, like, Palpatine was a clone throughout the entire existence of the
you have points for that now.
It was from a different place because he was actually acting from a different place on that.
Yeah, but Caleb, I'd cut you off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was just going to say about that bringing balance to the Force thing. That's what they always talk. You got to bring balance to the Force. But I'm like, if it's just good, that's not balance. That's
exactly.
You're right.
And then
that
also,
doesn't make sense.
I did like Rey's lightsaber, but I wish I would have seen it sooner and maybe she would have had it in the last battle or something. Yeah, because we see it for like all of 2 seconds. She turns it on and then we're done. But
one more thing about Last Jedi, the fucking fight scene in the throne room. I hate that they killed off Snoke immediately. Like we never got to see him do anything cool. But that fight scene was pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
The fight scene was so sick, but it made it seem like Kylo and Rey were getting together. Combining forces.
I would have been happier. That movie would have been good to me if they had gotten together, like to work together. And then the final movie is taking them down or something like that. That would have been badass. Like then Finn has like a conflict about taking down Rey because he still has feelings for her or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they got rid of the notion that he has feelings for her because he's with Rose, I guess. It just anyway. I was really hoping that they would like work together, like balance good and evil together.
Dude, oh my God, I'm glad you brought that up, but I'm sure no one else is glad because I could go on it for about an hour. But Rose is the most pointless fucking character ever because that's another point that brings up.
She tried to. I'm saving your life. No, you just ran into me at full fucking speed. We're going thousands of miles per hour.
Rose is the lazy integration that stops Finn's character growth. It's literally she was put in there so Rian Johnson doesn't have an excuse. We got so much of Finn about him being a Stormtrooper, thank you. Sorry, him being a Stormtrooper, him leaving, him abandoning all that. We got all this awesome, juicy stuff. In Last Jedi, nothing. None of it was talked about. Let's put in this pointless love interest. Talk nothing more about Finn's back. That's because I'm a
Oh, we're losing him again.
He's getting too heated.
Yeah, his bandwidth can't keep up with his words right now.
He's getting hot.
So mad. Ethan, we lost the last
I'm sure what you said was great.
Yeah, it timed out on you. Or it.
It did say it was unstable.
It paused on you.
But no,
like
I was just saying. No, but what I was saying was, what was the last part you guys heard? Just to finish, I'll let you guys take the reins.
Just talking about how juicy Finn is.
Oh yeah, like it gave us so much material in that, and then when the Last Jedi came, it abandoned it and put in Rose to avoid all this awesomeness that we had with this foundation.
And they kind of retro. I mean,
maybe he just didn't know. Maybe he just didn't know how to go with it, and that's on him.
But the fact that they made Finn like trying to run away, or it seemed like he was running away, kind of like took away from his character because they had all that growth in the first movie, where he got over his fear of fighting, and then
it put him right back
put him
into
right
it.
back into it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like I know he had like
I
his
agree
whole
with
plan,
that.
but it was
And Captain Phasma got a short-lived,
again, that was another
build
really
up,
cool villain
dude.
that they could have utilized that they just killed off.
And the voice was amazing because it's Brienne of Tarth from
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah.
give me more of that, dude. That voice is amazing. Like, I'm half wet and my Jimmy's listening to her, so give me more, dude. And I just said Jimmy's. Where the fuck am I, England?
Fucking 80 years old going to an ice cream shop. Please, just
Schedule
toss
in
some
it
Jimmy's on
Tuesday.
top.
All right, one last quick topic.
And also, really quick before that, Jared didn't get to his 3, right?
He said
Oh,
he
my
agreed
three-
with
He
us.
said he agreed with
Yeah,
us.
my
said the
three
same
Shit,
thing.
I'm
are
so sorry. I just want to make sure I didn't know to talk
Revenge,
over anyone else.
Empire, and Force Awakens.
Yeah, he didn't know what
Sorry.
we were actually talking
I
about.
just
so he
didn't want to
said
overtalk
agreed.
anyone.
So,
My fault.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right, Caleb.
Yeah, what you got?
Taika Waititi directing a new Star Wars story.
Yes.
Beautiful.
What would you guys like to see?
Okay. I want it to be like High Republic. I want it to be like back in the days where Yoda was like actually fighting Sith Lords left and right. I want it to be more focused on Yoda, like not anything to do with the Skywalkers before anyone knows they exist, before there's a shit to give about them. I want it to be a long, long, long time ago in a galaxy.
I'd like to see a Padawan Dooku.
Padawan
Say it one
Dooku?
more time.
Padawan Dooku.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Even Qui-Gon Jinn. I wouldn't mind seeing a young Qui-Gon
Yeah.
Jinn and maybe
I love
even a
Qui-Gon.
child Obi-Wan. But I don't care about seeing a child Obi-Wan. I think we all get that Obi-Wan.
Now, I don't think we're gonna see that just because he's getting his own Disney Plus series.
Obi-Wan is.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I didn't realize that.
Well, it kept
Oh, yeah.
pulling in and out.
Yeah.
One day we do, one day we don't. But I
That's
do
how it
think
works,
the general
baby.
pulling in and out. Not if you're me, you suck. But
Yeah.
but what I was saying, what I would like not to go too into detail, but like it's in relation to what I enjoy, which is origin stuff, and I want like a RPG-ish kind of layout of how it is to be a Jedi from the beginning and to go through the Padawan training and just the life of that to give me more of the intricacies of that origin, not just necessarily one character. I don't have any preference, but just like an overview, just the life of how it is. And like
See
that
where
would
the
be so
medical
sick.
ones
Well,
came
see, I
in
think
from?
that's
because
why
we've
you
never
have
really
to-
seen the training
that-
aspect.
Yeah,
I think that's why
we
you
never
have
saw
to go
that.
Yoda.
Mhm.
Because 1 and 2, dude, 1 and 2, we didn't get that. With Phantom Menace, we got him coming under Qui-Gon Jinn Obi-Wan's wing. And then 2, he's a R8,
He's
well, a
full-
little bit
yeah, he's
younger than
full
us.
grown. They
Yeah,
don't
he's
show the
20.
cutting of the hair thing that they apparently do in the cartoon.
I want that, dude. They showed him killing younglings, Jesus,
And
but
a
I want
little-
youngling
a
stories.
little- I need some more rat tails.
And
coming down.
the best part about The Last Jedi, I remember at the very end, I thought they were going to extend on that, where the little boys
Had
were
the
on that
broom.
planet. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
I was so pumped about that.
Mhm.
I thought that was
That
going to
was
be so
cool.
cool. And then they never touched on it, which is fine. But I thought that was the best part.
Now you get is Yoda kind of teaching the young Padawans, like,
Right.
Feel it with your brain, you must.
yeah.
Oh, dude, Jared, you're
why-
right, man. Like, if we got a whole thing of Yoda being the teacher to Padawans
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think you have to, since he lives, he's
in a training
he
facility,
lives for
pretty
a long
much.
time. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you
Well,
have to
yeah,
have
like-
Yoda coming through.
Showing
how
how
many
the Jedi
Padawans-
become
yeah,
full of
Dooku-
themselves almost.
Yeah.
What did you say, Jacob?
I would like to see like the film go in a position where like showing how the Jedi's became like full of themselves, because I mean that's really what the prequels kind of felt like.
With a lot of Star Wars, we get speculation, right? And we
Mhm.
need more of an overview. We need more understandings of things because what we get is canon and rewrites and shit. We need an overview of like how things work.
Yeah.
Like all those Jedi Masters that are in Attack of the Clones, like Kit Fisto and Ki-Adi-Mundi.
John
I'd love to
Wick.
see them, John Wick. I'd love to see them just like, oh, dude, man, if Keanu Reeves was younger, he could have played a young Qui-Gon Jinn.
I'd like to
Oh,
see
yeah,
him in
that
the
would be
next
nice.
one. If they could manage to put Keanu Reeves into the next Star Wars movie,
If he's like
Just for
a
fanfare.
master,
Just for fanfare.
an older master that maybe dies, or even if he's Count Dooku,
Yeah.
yeah, a younger Count Dooku. Yeah, you can still
younger
do that.
Count Dooku, he could do it.
So
What about you,
really
Caleb?
quick,
Did
just
what did Caleb have in mind for?
Yeah.
I want to see a Knights of the Old Republic type deal, like
Nice.
going way back. We don't have to worry about Skywalkers. Nobody we've ever really even seen. Just like like the Jedi are like flourishing. I want to
Mhm.
see shit like that.
Basically, so we're all in agreement that no one wants to see 100 years aftermath of Skywalker. We all want to see long before that shit.
Before, yeah.
We need more. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need more of a build up.
Yeah, see
I-
more
I'm cool
world
with that.
building, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I would be fine if the day after Rey turned on that fucking lightsaber, the world just ended.
Galaxy
Like, I
gets
don't-
eaten by a fucking
Actually,
supermassive black hole.
dude, why is it Escape? What is the game that just came out?
Fallen Order.
Yes.
Hmm.
That
That's-
kind of gave you an origin
Yeah.
of Jedi's a little
bit,
A
yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's set like right
With
after
a lot of puzzle
Order
play.
66, but they do the
Why-
flashbacks and they
who
show.
would-
I did
Who
like.
is the older Jedi that is only shown by the droid?
His master, you mean?
Yeah, the droid's master.
I couldn't tell you. I can't remember, but
He would.
I know you're talking about.
He
that.
would be a good Jedi to have.
Yeah, because
as, like,
I mean
a
they
beginning.
established that's canon, so
Yeah. And that I thought that was a good story. Like I liked
Mhm.
seeing like immediately after Order. Well, I mean 5 years, but you know what I mean. Right after Order 66.
yeah. It just shows like how hard it was between those time frames for anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had never really thought about there being like more surviving Jedi besides Obi-Wan and Yoda, which
Yeah,
obviously.
because they never tell you there was, or they never allude to it, you know. But all
Right.
we know, there could be hundreds of them out there that got away. I mean,
Right.
they're fucking Jedi's. They should have the ability to get the fuck away.
Sure.
I mean, the fucking little green guy shouldn't be the only one that knows how to fight back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
We got anything else to talk about, guys? We're right at about an hour 10. So I don't want to
I think that was pretty productive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
turn into a
Yeah.
massive
Star Wars.
May the 4th episode. I'm happy with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
May
Just
the
the last
4th or May the
extension.
6th.
Yeah, right. Just that last extension of what you are talking about, like potential actors. I have unrealistic dreams. I kid you not, while I sleep, of Nicolas Cage as
Yes!
in Star
He's
Wars.
got- if he could be the villain.
Oh
if he
no,
could
but
be
I
a
would,
Sith
I,
Lord,
I would. That's my actual worst nightmare because I hate Nicolas Cage.
I need
Uh,
Nicolas Cage.
I'm
as
on
a
the
Sith
opposite
Lord.
spectrum. I love.
Dude, I know
I
you
actually
do.
do
I know
like.
you do. We've
I do
had
like
this
Nicolas
lifelong
Cage.
argument. Nicolas Cage is not an actor. He plays Nicolas Cage in various
Nicolas
situations.
Cage is just he goes up there and starts fucking.
You can say that about a lot of
yelling.
actors.
Listen,
He's not
Lord of
You
War
could be. He's the
is-
king of it, Caleb.
Lord of War is one of my top 10 all-time favorite movies.
National
So,
Treasure 2, Book of
Yeah.
Secrets.
National Treasure. too.
I watched Wicker Man, and that's probably shouldn't have.
Not the bees.
That movie's so bad. Raising Arizona is a pretty good film.
Con Air.
There you go.
He was in there with
Face
Dave
Off.
Chappelle, actually.
That country accent is.
God, I opened up a can of worms that I did not want to.
Oh, next episode is gonna be all about our favorite.
We
Nicolas
could
Cage
talk.
movies, so
We
come
could
prepared.
have an episode on Nicolas Cage.
I won't be
He's
there.
playing Joe Exotic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
playing Joe Exotic. You mentioned that earlier.
That's actually perfect for him, though.
Yeah, because he is basically the movie world's Joe Exotic. I
If
would
he
not
takes
be
his
surprised.
Con Air accent and puts it in there,
Oh, he's definitely got
I
it.
think he's got it. He's got to. It's, the
It's
only,
going to
it's
remind
the
us from
only-
everyone else from Swansboro.
It's the only other movie where he doesn't play Nicolas Cage. Like he has a different accent.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Although,
Joe
have you guys
Exotic.
ever seen Joe?
Oh,
Joe? What are you talking about?
that sounds familiar.
Joe. It's a
The
Nicolas
film.
movie.
I
It's kind of
think
like.
Hmm.
To me, it's kind of like Mud. With
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
It's
Of
kind
course.
of along those lines of that kind of movie, but because it's really good.
Nice. Well, on that note, we will leave it there with our hopes and prayers for a Nicolas Cage Sith Lord
Yeah.
in the future. So,
May the 6th be with you.
anyone have any closing statements they want to get off the chest real quick before we end the show? Nobody. Everyone's looking away from me. Okay, cool. So that'll do it for us this week, guys. This was.
Have a good Mother's Day, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yes, happy
Yeah,
Mother's
Kate,
Day to all
Don't
of you.
forget to
Mother's
send
Day.
your mother some
Yes.
flowers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To all my friends' moms that are listening, because I'm on here.
Yep.
Happy Mother's Day.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice
That'll
one.
do it for us, guys. This is the Bone Zone. We'll be back at you next week with another episode, hopefully. We're going to have some spin-off shows from this as well. We're looking at doing We Don't Know Movies, We Don't Know Sports, and We Don't Know Games. We'll try and get a little working on those soon. We'll see how that goes. Do some test runs with it. But if you get a chance, like this video, subscribe to the channel, 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the fuck you're listening to. Just tell your friends. That's the best way to get the word out. We'll put that link below for the Obi-Wan versus Vader video. And make sure you look out for BADWolf Entertainment on Instagram at BADWolfENT, on Twitter, BADWolf Crew, and maybe try the website. It might be up by now.
I write articles when it is up, so.
What was that?
I said I do write articles when it is up and working.
Yeah, so there will be things to look at on there. So,
and I'll quit talking in just a second, but just while we're doing shout outs, if college football, if that's what you're into, we talked about that. Follow College Football Bros on Twitter.com, Instagram, podcast, Patreon. Great if you love college football. They're non-biased guys, 3 brothers. Live in California. They're a really, really excellent podcast if you care about anything about college football. Also, shout out to new rebranded Prospects 101, led by my brother Kenny K. Great podcast if you're into it. Doesn't really have a bias about any football. It's any prospect going into the NFL, college. They have high school prospects, college prospects. Just a lot of stuff you don't get by just Googling. So if you want to check out Prospects 101, College Football Bros on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts.
And,
you mean like brothers, like related, or like?
Yes, they are brothers. No, College Football Bros. They're not. They're absolutely white as shit. So no.
I just wanted to make that joke.
I like how
but they're brothers. They're I think they're like a couple years apart each, and they're in their early 30s.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Remind me to check them out as well because I got so many shows downloaded. I need to listen to that as well.
Absolutely.
Last thing is we do plan on doing some streaming on here, so make sure you follow the Twitch Bromo Sapien. Twitch.tv/BromoSapien, and we will tweet out from the BADWolf account when we do a group thing as well. So make sure you follow that Twitter BADWolf Crew, and I guess I can put all of our handles down there too for anyone that wants to shout out. So that'll do it for us, guys. Until next week, peace. All right, and stop the recording.